Hi everyone! So I am here today with another episode of Keep or Donate, and in this video I'm going to be talking about 5 books. So this is going to be a mini book review type video along with a decluttering video, and I haven't done a whole lot of book reviews, so hopefully this will go smoothly. If you have any suggestions, please do leave them down below, and I will of course take them into consideration for my next video. So this is a coffee table type book. It's also, I think, great for kids. It's a map book, and I don't know if I've mentioned on my channel my obsession with maps. I love map everything. I love regular maps. I love postcards with maps on them. I love puzzles of maps. I also loved the map room at the Vatican. I am literally just obsessed with maps, so this book was right up my alley. This book is essentially a beautiful illustrated book, and I believe the authors are from Poland. So my husband and I were in Italy last year, so we just love looking at the map of Italy with the places on the map that we've been to, like Doge's Palace, St. Mark's Square, the Duomo in Florence, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and of course very recently we were in Japan, so the map of Japan brought back a lot of beautiful memories as well, with Tokyo Tower and Mount Fuji. We went to Kobe, of course, and we stayed a long time in Osaka. The Torii Gate in Miyajima is also on the map, along with Fukuoka, where we watched sumo. Can't move on without talking a little bit about Canada. So this page has, of course, all of the different provinces and territories. And at first I didn't see any poutine, so I was like, oh, I don't know, this book maybe doesn't capture everything, but then I saw it in the corner up here along with butter tart and Jig's dinner, so I was like, okay, this book is complete. The next book I'm going to talk about is by Chris Hadfield, and it's An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. This is the book that held up my Keep or Donate because it took me a very long time to read this book. I started this book back in August when I was doing Vlogust, and I remember that because I showed myself picking out this book. And when I started it, I read the introduction, and it was so captivating. I actually had to slow myself down because I felt like I was reading it too quickly and I wanted to savor it more. But for some reason, as I was going through the book, even though I really liked some of the concepts that were in here, I just found it a very difficult read. Not difficult in the sense that it was too complex or anything like that. I just found it, to be quite honest, a little bit underwhelming. So I was disappointed in that because I love Chris Hadfield. I've heard him speak on the radio. He is so eloquent. He has such interesting stories to share, but this book just fell a little bit flat for me. So it's probably just a personal preference thing. Maybe the style of writing wasn't exactly to my liking. This book gets excellent reviews, so if you're interested in reading it, I would still say definitely go for it. But for me, it's not going to be a book that I'm going to be keeping in my collection. So this is going to be donated. Before I let this go though, I just want to share with you my favorite passage in the book, which happens to come at the end. So Chris Hadfield writes, "If you start thinking that only your biggest and shiniest moments count, you're setting yourself up to feel like a failure most of the time. Personally, I'd rather feel good most of the time, so to me everything counts. The small moments, the medium ones, the successes that make the papers, and also the ones that no one knows about but me. The challenge is avoiding being derailed by the big shiny moments that turn other people's heads. You have to figure out for yourself how to enjoy and celebrate them, and then move on." The thing I liked about this book were the photographs. So I loved all the old photographs. I love old photographs as it is, even if it's somebody that I don't know. And I also loved seeing the photographs in space. So of him, Roman, and Tom in their spaceship, and how cramped and tiny it is. It just gives you a whole new perspective on things and allows you to visualize what it would be like, even though the majority of us would never have that experience. The next 2 books I'm going to talk about are by Jennifer Scott, and these 2 books, along with the last book that I'm going to be discussing, are the books that literally have changed my life. I'm going to tell you about each of them and the lessons, I guess, that I took from each book. So this first book is called Lessons from Madame Chic, 20 Stylish Secrets I Learned While Living in Paris. If you watch my 2015 goals video, a lot of what I had in my my goals came from one of these 3 books. So from the first book, I got the eating mindfully goal. I got the decluttering type message because in this book, Jennifer talks about the 10-item wardrobe, which maybe eventually I'll do a capsule type wardrobe, but not right now because I still have too much. I also got the message to always look presentable. So I used to go to work with my hair all in disarray and I really didn't care too much what I looked like. I definitely wanted to look awake and alive, but beyond that, it didn't really matter to me. I'm starting to care a little more. I'm starting to put some more effort into my appearance at work. The next thing she talks about is using the best things that you have, and that really struck home for me because I'm the type of person who likes to save stuff. If I have like really nice pens or if I have new makeup that I really like, I tend not to use it. I use all the cheap stuff. I use pens that don't even write properly, or I'll use my old makeup that I don't really like. And I'm still working on this one, but I really liked that message from the book. There are a whole bunch of other things in this book, but the last thing I wanted to mention is rejecting the new materialism. She talks about how the Parisian family she lived with had a lot of high quality items, but they didn't go out and buy the newest gadget. They kind of worked with what they had and they rejected like the next best thing. So you know how we're always trying to upgrade our phones and upgrade this and upgrade that, buy the newest thing, jump on the newest trend. She says a lot of Parisian families, and I'm sure not everyone, but a lot of Parisians reject that notion and they just focus on the quality items that they have. And when they go shopping, they buy only what they need and not what they need plus 10 other things. So I really liked those points in the book and they've really helped me to kind of recenter myself and focus in 2015. Jennifer Scott's second book is At Home with Madame Chic, Becoming a Connoisseur of Daily Life. So from this book, I got my goal to buy fresh flowers once a month, and reading her book really convinced me to try to wake up early every day. And she talks about taking pleasure in the little things in the morning, finding your reason for waking up. So my reason for waking up is actually drinking warm lemon water, which is what she drinks as well. So it's basically some lemon juice with half boiling water, half cold water, so it becomes warm water and you can drink it right away rather than wait for it to cool. And it doesn't have the same shock to your system as cold water does. So that has become an obsession of mine. I drink it like morning and night. I love it. It tastes so good and it's really upped my water intake because I actually like drinking it. Plain water gets really blah for me. I'm gonna read you my favorite quote from this book. It's a very short one and it's something that I'm really working towards. I have a long way to go because I still have a lot of crap in my place. But Jennifer Scott writes, "Your home is an art exhibit and you are the curator." So that really struck me. It makes me want to only hold on to beautiful things. And even if they have to be practical things, I want to take care of them and I want to have practical things that are also beautiful and that make me happy. And these 2 books are super easy reads. You can probably read one in a day. I read them, I think, over the space of 3 days. I read both the books. But there are a lot of concepts in here that I think are useful if you're looking to make some changes in your life. The last book I actually don't have to show you because it's on my Kindle, but it is, of course, the one I've talked about a lot, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I've recommended this book to a ton of people. A ton of people have recommended it to me. It's just like the hot decluttering book right now, and there's a very good reason. I'm not going to talk about it too much because there's a lot out there on this book already and the concepts. I'm going to link a Google Talk down below. I watched this entire talk. It's Marie Kondo herself talking a little bit about the content of her book, but just going through the pages of the book, there are so many things that I could touch on, so many gems in this book, so many tips that I hadn't read anywhere else. But because of the length of this video, I'm only going to focus on one thing. And it's probably something maybe that you haven't read about because I don't see a lot of people talking about this step. And it's the one that literally changed me, or helped me to really get on track and really stay focused so I could implement some of the things in her book and in Jennifer Scott's book. So the thing that helped me the most was this. Before you start decluttering, before you start any purging or organization journey, Marie Kondo, or KonMari as she likes to be called, recommends that you sit down and you literally write out your vision of your ideal life and why you want to achieve that vision, why you want to live that way. And that really hit home for me. And one day before 2015, I literally stayed up, I think it was until 5 in the morning, and I just typed out all my thoughts and feelings around this. So I made a really concise paragraph of my ideal lifestyle, how I want to live. And after I had my vision of my ideal lifestyle, I typed out why I wanted to achieve that vision, all of the different reasons. One of the reasons was I wanted to become a morning person, and lo and behold, I have become a morning person. And I actually didn't revisit that vision and those statements until today, because a lot of the stuff that I wanted was different from what I have now. And it's painful to write down a few of the things because you're admitting your faults, but at the same time, it's super powerful. So I don't like reading it, so I haven't gone back to read what I wrote because it's very raw and I think it's very emotional. But today, just glancing at the headings, I was like, yeah, I did write I wanted to be a morning person. And even having forgotten that I wrote that, I've become that, I think, because I took the time to type all that out. So that aspect of the book isn't something that I've read about a whole lot. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because it's something that really helped me get on board with the process. There are, like I said, so many things about this book that I could talk about, and there's a lot out there as well. There's actually a YouTube video that has the entire book read, like an audiobook. I will link those 2 videos down below, the Google Talk with KonMari herself and also the audiobook, although I haven't listened to that yet, so I'm not sure of the quality. So initially when I was interested in this book, I bought it on Kindle because I was on a decluttering kick and I didn't want to add to the clutter, but I've decided I'm actually going to buy the hard copy as well. So that is it for this episode of Keep or Donate. I think for future book episodes, I'm only going to focus on 3 books because I tend to ramble on and on and on, as you can see. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos or even future Keep or Donate episodes. Would love to hear some of those. And until I see you next time, please take care and bye for now.